In the dead of night, the cameras caught every single tear as Mendices Harris stared straight into the lens, voice cracking, and shattered 10 years of fairy tale lies. "I was never legally married to Yandy," he confessed, live on air, the words hitting like a freight train. "We signed nothing real. It was all for the cameras, all for the brand, all for the kids, but it was never real." The studio went dead silent. Then chaos. Yandy's face froze on the split screen, eyes wide with horror, her perfectly glossed lips trembling as she whispered, "Mendices, what the hell are you doing right now?" But he kept going, voice rising, tears streaming down his cheeks. "I can't lie anymore. Those divorce papers you're about to see. They're not even real divorce papers. Because we were never husband and wife in the eyes of the law, I let the world think we had forever. I let the world think we beat every obstacle, but tonight the truth is coming out." Suddenly, the leaked documents flashed across every screen, stamped, dated, and brutal. Pages of legal jargon proving the entire marriage was smoke and mirrors. Fans watching the livestream exploded. Comments flooded in so fast the numbers crashed twice. "This can't be real. Yandy's entire empire is built on a lie. Mendices just blew up his whole family on live TV." Backstage, Yandy's mother was already screaming, security rushing in, while Mendices' phone lit up with calls from every ex, every child, every co-star, ready to drag him. But the biggest bomb hadn't even dropped yet, because in the final seconds of that livestream, Mendices looked dead into the camera and said the 4 words nobody saw coming, "And I'm not done talking." The screen cut to black. What the hell just happened? How deep does this deception really go? And what is Yandy going to do when the full papers hit the internet in the next 60 seconds? Stay right there. Because this is only the beginning. The moment Mendices dropped that bomb on live TV, the entire world stopped breathing for a second. The studio audience was frozen in place. Their jaws dropped as the weight of his words sank in. Yandy sat there, her face turning from shock to pure rage. "You have got to be kidding me," she finally spat out, her voice echoing through the speakers. "We have been living this lie for over a decade, and you choose now to confess on live television in front of millions. What kind of man does that to?" His family. Mendices wiped his eyes, but his voice stayed steady. "I am done pretending, Yandy. I love you, but this was never real. The ceremony, the vows, the pictures, everything was staged for the cameras, for the brand, for the paycheck. We never filed anything legal because I knew deep down I couldn't commit, not after everything. I had been through my cases, my past, my fears, and the producers knew it too. They pushed for the big wedding episode because they said it would save the show and save us, but it was all smoke." The split screen showed Yandy gripping the edge of her chair, so tight her knuckles went white. Her mother burst into the studio behind her, screaming into the microphone, "This is my daughter's life you are ruining, not some reality TV stunt. How could you do this to the kids who call you daddy?" The family was already dividing right there in real time. Some relatives texting Yandy support, while others called Mendices a coward for waiting until the papers leaked to speak up. Those leaked documents hit the internet like a tidal wave, pages and pages of contracts that proved no marriage license was ever submitted in any state, just fake certificates printed for the camera's signatures that meant nothing in court. Fans flooded the comments section so fast, the platform crashed twice. One fan wrote, "This is the biggest betrayal in reality TV history." Another posted, "Yandy built her whole empire on this fake marriage, her books, her businesses, her image as the perfect wife and mother, and now what?" Backstage chaos erupted as Mendices' phone lit up with calls from every ex, every friend, every co-star, ready to drag him. One former cast member from Love and Hip Hop texted him publicly, "You just blew up your own family for clout, hope it was worth it." But Mendices was not finished. He leaned closer to the camera and said, "The truth is, I stayed in this fake arrangement because it kept the money flowing, the sponsorships, the appearances, the lifestyle we all got used to, and I thought if we just kept playing house, the kids would never know, but now they do, and I can't live with that anymore." Yandy cut him off, her voice cracking with hurt and fury. "You stood in front of me and our children and promised forever. You looked me in the eyes and said we beat every obstacle together, prison, the scandals, the haters, and now you are telling the world it was all a performance for ratings. Do you know what this does to our sons and daughters? They grew up thinking their parents were married. They wore those little suits and dresses at the ceremony that you now call fake. How do I explain this to them?" The live chat exploded again with thousands typing. Emotions ran high and fans are shocked. Some defended Mendices, saying at least he came clean. Others called for Yandy to leave him immediately and take everything. One viral comment read, She carried him through everything, and this is the thanks she gets. The family group chat was blowing up. Yandy's sisters were calling her nonstop, telling her to fight for the kids and the businesses, while Mendice's own family tried to calm him down, saying he should have handled this privately. But privacy was long gone because the leaked papers were now being dissected by lawyers and fans alike. They showed a blank space where the official filing should have been. Just a show contract with the production company stating the wedding was for entertainment purposes only, no legal binding, no rights, no nothing. It was all smoke and mirrors, built to keep the ratings high and the checks coming. Yandy stood up, pacing the studio floor, tears streaming but her strength shining through. You think this frees us, Mendices? It destroys us. The empire we built together, the clothing line, the real estate, the public image, everything was tied to us being husband and wife, and now the world sees it was never real. I stood by you when no one else would. I visited you, I raised our children. I defended you on camera, and this is how you repay me, by humiliating me live on air. Mendices tried to reach out through the screen. Yandy, please, I am not trying to hurt you, I am trying to be honest. For once, maybe now we can build something real without the fake titles. Maybe the kids can have parents who are not living a lie, but the damage was done. The studio lights felt hotter, the air thicker, and everyone watching knew this was only the first crack in a foundation that was never solid to begin with. As the hour ticked on, more reactions poured in. Industry friends posted their shock. One famous rapper wrote, "This is wild, even for our circle. Mendices just ended his legacy," while others whispered about possible financial secrets hidden behind the fake marriage, maybe joint accounts that were never really joint, or businesses listed under both names that now hung in legal limbo. Yandy announced right there that her lawyers were already on the phone, not for divorce, because there was nothing to divorce, but to protect the children and the assets. We have to figure out what this means for our shared life, she said, her voice steady now. This is bigger than us, it is about the family we created, and I will not let one confession tear down what we built, even if the papers say it was never official. The tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife, and just when it seemed like the night could not get more dramatic, a new message popped up on the producer's screen. A mystery woman claiming she had proof of why the marriage stayed fake all these years, but that bombshell would have to wait, because right then one of the children called into the small voice on speakerphone, asking, "Mommy, is Daddy telling the truth? Did he never marry you?" Broke every heart in the audience. Yandy broke down sobbing as she tried to comfort the child through the phone. "Everything will be okay, baby. Daddy is just confused right now." Mendice's face crumpled at the sound of his child's voice, and for the first time the tough guy exterior cracked completely. "I am so sorry," he whispered. "I never wanted them to hear it like this, but the truth had to come out. And now the whole world is watching our family fall apart in real time." The betrayal cut deep, the emotions ran high, and the family was left divided like never before. Yet even in the middle of the tears and accusations, a small twist was already forming. Because sources close to the couple revealed that the fake marriage was not just for ratings, it was also to cover up other secrets from Mendice's past ones that could change everything. Fans had no idea how deep this rabbit hole went, but they were about to find out the hard way. As the live continued into the night, the drama showed no signs of slowing down, and the world waited with bated breath for what would come next in this shattered fairy tale. The live stream kept rolling, and the revelations poured out faster than anyone could process. Mendices took a deep breath and dropped the next layer of the deception. "You all think this is just about a missing marriage license, but there is so much more. The producers paid us bonuses every season to keep the fake marriage storyline alive. They wrote scenes where we argued about wedding planning. They scripted our vows. They even hired a fake officiant who was really just an actor with a fake certificate. It was never legal because I refused to sign anything real. I was scared that if we actually got married, my past cases would drag Yandy down legally and financially. I thought keeping it fake protected her, but now I see it only protected my own fears." Yandy laughed bitterly through her tears. "Protected me? You destroyed my trust. You made me look like a fool in front of the entire world. For years, I defended our marriage on every interview. I posted anniversary photos. I celebrated milestones that meant nothing in the eyes of the law. How am I supposed to face my business partners now? The clothing line, the motivational books, the speaking engagements. Everything was branded as power couple goals, and now fans are calling it all a scam." Emotions ran high as the comments section turned into a battlefield. Some supporters rallied behind Yandy, demanding she take full control of their shared assets, while others accused Mendices of using the confession for a comeback storyline. Suddenly, the screen split again, showing old footage from their wedding episode. The smiles, the tears, the exchanged rings, all of it now tainted with the knowledge that it was staged. The audience in the studio gasped as clips played back of Yandy walking down the aisle in that beautiful white dress, while Mendices waited at the altar, looking every bit the devoted husband. But according to the leaked papers, the entire event was coordinated by production with clauses that specifically stated no legal marriage would result from the ceremony. It was entertainment only, and both of them had signed off on it years ago. Yandy pointed at the screen, her voice rising. Do you remember that day? I was so happy. I really believed we were building something eternal, and you knew the whole time it was fake. How could you look at our children that night and smile, knowing you were lying to them too? The family was left divided, with Yandy's side of the family already planning legal meetings to secure custody arrangements and financial protections, while Mendices' relatives tried to defend him, saying he was finally being a man by telling the truth. As the drama unfolded, more insiders began leaking information. One former producer reached out anonymously, claiming that the fake marriage was part of a larger contract that tied their salaries to maintaining the illusion for at least 5 seasons. If they broke character early, they risked losing millions in back-end deals. And that is exactly what happened when the papers surfaced. Someone from inside the network sold the documents to a gossip site for a huge payday, and now the whole cast was scrambling to do damage control. Mendices continued his confession. I stayed silent all these years because every time I thought about coming clean, Yandy would talk about how the marriage gave her strength, how it helped her brand, how it inspired young women to fight for their relationships. I didn't want to take that away from her or from our fans, but the guilt ate at me every single day. I would look at the kids and feel like a fraud calling myself their father when I couldn't even give them a real family unit. The pressure built until I couldn't hold it anymore, and when those papers leaked, I knew the time had come. The live chat was on fire, with fans posting old photos of the couple captioned with broken heart emojis and questions like, was anything real? One viral thread started dissecting every season of the show, pointing out moments where arguments seemed perfectly timed or reconciliations felt scripted for maximum drama. Yandy watched some of the comments roll in and shook her head. This is my life, not a plotline you all are picking apart for entertainment, but deep down, she knew the show had blurred those lines long ago. A surprise call came in from one of Mendices' exes who had been watching the livestream. She spoke calmly, but her words carried venom. You put Yandy through hell pretending to be this changed man while keeping the biggest secret of all. I hope she sees you for who you really are now. The family drama intensified as old feuds resurfaced with past relationships, claiming Mendices never truly moved on and that the fake marriage was just another way to keep control over multiple women at once. Yandy fired back directly into the camera. To every woman he has ever hurt, and to every fan who believed in us, I am not broken, I am waking up. This confession might feel like the end, but it is my beginning. I will rebuild stronger without the lies and without the fake titles. The studio erupted in applause, mixed with gasps as her strength shone through the pain, but Mendices looked defeated, his shoulders slumped as he realized the full cost of his words. Then came the first major twist. A second set of documents surfaced mid-livestream, showing that Yandy had actually known about the fake status for at least 2 years. She had signed a confidential agreement with the network to keep quiet in exchange for higher pay and creative control over her story. The audience gasped louder than ever. Fans typed furiously, was Yandy in on it the whole time, or did she find out and choose to protect the brand? Yandy froze on camera, her face paling as the new papers flashed up. She whispered, I didn't want it to come out like this. Yes, I found out later, but I stayed because I loved him and I loved the life we built. I thought if we just kept going eventually we could make it real, but now everything is exposed and the betrayal feels twice as deep because he waited until the papers leaked instead of telling me privately. The family was left even more divided, with some relatives accusing Yandy of being complicit while others praised her for trying to hold the family together. Mendices looked stunned. You knew, and you never told me. You let me carry this guilt alone all this time. The argument escalated into a heated back and forth, with both of them speaking over each other, the raw emotions spilling out for the world to see. Accusations flew about: who sacrificed more, who lied longer, and who benefited most from the deception. As the night wore on, more friends from the cast joined the livestream, offering their unfiltered opinions. One close friend of Yandy said she deserves better than a man who can't even commit on paper. Another defended Mendices, saying prison changed him and maybe this confession is his way of finally being free. The tension kept building, with each new voice adding another layer to the chaos. Fans are shocked by how quickly the perfect couple image crumbled and emotions ran high as old clips of their happy moments played side by side with the current meltdown. Just when it seemed the drama couldn't peak higher, a mysterious woman appeared in the comments, claiming she had been in a secret relationship with Mendices during the fake marriage years. She posted receipts of texts and hotel bookings, promising to go live herself if the couple didn't come clean about everything. The studio went wild, with producers scrambling to verify the claims, while Yandy demanded answers right there on air. "You had someone else while we were playing house in front of the cameras." Mendices tried to deny it at first, but the pressure mounted, and he finally admitted there were moments of weakness, but insisted they meant nothing compared to the family he built with Yandy. The betrayal cut even deeper now. The family was fracturing along new lines, with the children caught in the middle, hearing everything unfold in real time. One of the older kids texted Yandy privately, begging her to stop the livestream, but it was too late. The world was already invested, and the next twist was already brewing behind the scenes. Sources revealed that the production company was preparing a special reunion episode to capitalize on the scandal, with contracts being drawn up for both of them to return and hash it out on camera. The money offers were huge, but the personal cost was even bigger. Yandy hesitated, wondering if she could face Mendices again without losing herself, while he wondered if this confession had finally freed him or destroyed everything he held dear. The night stretched on with no end in sight, as the leaked papers continued to spark new questions, and the couple that once seemed unbreakable now stood on opposite sides of a very public divide. The drama was far from over, and the world waited anxiously for whatever bombshell would drop next in this shattered reality TV fairy tale. The energy in the studio shifted as midnight approached, and a new set of voices entered the conversation. Distant relatives who had stayed silent until now began calling in to share their perspectives. One aunt from Yandy's side expressed deep disappointment, saying the family had warned her years ago about rushing into the public relationship without proper legal protections. Another cousin from Mendices' side defended him, claiming the pressure of fame and past legal troubles made it impossible for him to think clearly about marriage. The back and forth created even more tension, with accusations of favoritism and old family grudges resurfacing under the bright lights of the live. Mendices seized a quiet moment to address the audience directly. "I know many of you are judging me right now, and you have every right to, but before you write me off, completely understand that I was a young man caught up in a system that rewards drama over truth. The network encouraged the fake marriage because it kept viewers hooked and it kept us relevant. I went along with it because I was afraid of losing the life we had built together. The cars, the houses, the opportunities, all of it felt tied to the illusion of us being husband and wife, but deep down, I always knew it was fragile, and now that fragility has shattered." Yandy listened with tears in her eyes, but her response was measured and powerful. "You speak of fear, but what about my fear? What about the nights I lay awake, wondering if our foundation was strong enough to survive another scandal, another rumor, another season of cameras in our home? I pushed for us to make it legal quietly away from the spotlight, but you always had an excuse, another case, another tour, another reason, and I accepted them because I loved you. Now I have to ask myself if that love was built on reality, or on the version of us the producers sold to the world." The family was left divided once again as relatives took sides in the comments and on their own social media pages. Some posted throwback photos with captions urging the couple to fight for their love, while others shared messages of support for Yandy, encouraging her to prioritize herself and the children. The public reaction was equally split, with hashtags trending on both sides of the argument. Fans are shocked by how quickly the narrative changed, and emotions ran high as old interviews were clipped and reposted, showing the couple praising their strong bond that now appeared hollow. A major twist dropped when a former lawyer for the couple came forward anonymously, revealing that there had been multiple attempts to legalize the marriage over the years, but each time, Mendices backed out at the last minute, citing concerns about asset protection and public perception. The lawyer provided emails and draft documents that showed Yandy pushing hard for a real ceremony while Mendices hesitated. The revelation added another layer of betrayal because it proved the deception was not just a one-time decision but a repeated choice over many years. Yandy reacted with visible hurt. "You had chances, real chances, to make this right, and you chose the lie every single time. How am I supposed to trust anything you say now?" The studio audience murmured in agreement as the weight of the new information settled over the room. Mendices tried to explain himself, but his words stumbled under the pressure of live scrutiny. "I was scared, okay. I was scared that if we made it legal my past would come back to haunt us in court. I thought keeping it unofficial gave us flexibility, but I see now that it only gave us insecurity." As the live stream pushed past the 3-hour mark, more cast members from Love and Hip Hop joined. the conversation offering their unfiltered opinions. One male castmate sided with Mendices, saying sometimes brothers have to do what they have to do to protect their peace. Another female star rallied behind Yandy, declaring that no woman should have to build her life on a foundation of lies. The debate turned heated with personal stories from their own relationships spilling out and reminding everyone that this kind of drama was unfortunately common in their circle. The children remained the central concern, with both parents repeatedly pausing to check on them via text and quick calls off camera. One of the younger kids had apparently been crying and asking why daddy was on TV saying bad things about mommy. The moment highlighted the human cost of the very public confession and made many viewers question whether the pursuit of truth was worth the pain it caused the family. Yet, even amid the tears and accusations, glimmers of possible resolution appeared when Yandy suggested they step away from the cameras for a while to talk privately and figure out co-parenting without an audience. Mendices agreed in principle, but the network producers were already whispering about potential spin-off shows centered on their separation. The temptation of more money and more fame loomed large, threatening to pull them back into the very system that created the mess in the first place. The night had delivered twist after twist, from the initial confession to the financial revelations, to the secret relationship rumors and the proof of multiple missed opportunities to make the marriage real. Each new layer peeled back more pain and more questions, leaving fans and family alike wondering what else could possibly be hidden. The emotions continued to run high, the family remained divided, and the couple stood at a crossroads with the world watching their every move. The story of their fake marriage had become the ultimate reality TV scandal, one that blurred the lines between entertainment and real life so thoroughly that no one could predict how it would end, but everyone was hooked, waiting for the next chapter in this heartbreaking and captivating saga. The drama has officially exploded, and the fairy tale is in pieces. What started as one shocking confession has turned into a full-blown war of secrets, lies, money, and broken trust that has left fans speechless. The family divided, and an entire reality TV empire hanging by a thread. Mendices finally admitted he was never legally married to Yandy. The leaked papers proved it. And every twist that followed, the secret deals, the hidden affairs, the years of knowing the truth, has shattered everything we thought we knew about this power couple. Hearts are broken, loyalties are tested, and the kids are caught in the middle while the world watches every tear and every accusation in real time. But the biggest question still remains: can Yandy and Mendices ever rebuild after this level of betrayal? Or has the lie destroyed any chance of real healing? Will the kids forgive them? Will the brand survive? Or is this the final nail in the coffin for one of reality TV's most iconic relationships? The story is still unfolding, and the next chapter could be even messier than tonight. You just witnessed one of the wildest moments in reality television history, and now it is your turn to speak. Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Do you think Mendices was brave for confessing or selfish for doing it live? Should Yandy walk away for good, or try to co-parent in peace? Who do you stand with and why? Tell me everything you are feeling, because this conversation is far from over. If you are obsessed with this level of raw, unfiltered drama, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe, so you never miss the next explosive update. Turn on notifications, because the second any new papers drop, any new call comes in, or any new twist hits, I will be right here, breaking it down with you. Thank you for riding this emotional roller coaster with me. Stay tuned, because the fallout is only getting started. What do you think happens next? Let me know below. I am reading every single comment. See you in the next one.